Hi, good everyone. This is the part 23rd of the Dart series, Dart from Scratch from Beginner, that we're actually learning. In this video, we'll be rounding up the list data type that we're actually learning. We've actually touched a lot of things. Just want some of the functions and properties that are left are what we'll be working on learning in this video actually, and we are going to make sure that this is going to be the final video for this particular series. This is the part 5 of the list video that we've been actually learning. All right, let's just go straight right into it. We have list data type, and we want to learn something like slicing and some other functions that actually left. And we can go and say void, we can say min, and we can have this like this. Definitely we can have a function, a comment, and call it slicing and some other thing. Not only slicing we're going to learn here. All right, and yeah, let's just have scores. Let's have a list of scores. Integer, definitely we have scores, and we equate it to a square bracket, and definitely that's a list for us. We have 55, we have 80, we have 42, we have 90, we have, what can we have again? We have 20. Can someone score 20? Definitely. We can have 30, we can have 20 also, 22, and I think it is okay this way. Yeah, this is fine. All right, and we can do something. We have these two functions we want to talk about in our last video, but we are unable to just because of time. We just want to work on that now. We can have a check. We can have iteratable. We can have iteratable of integer, definitely, and we can have lower. We can call it lower score, and the lower score will comes from what we call scores dot what dot any. Any means sum. Like not all of them, some of the score that are doing this or that is this. That is what any is. Then every means all of the data, all of the data that actually meet a particular criteria. Depends on whatever you want to achieve, but in this case we want to just learn the any and the every. All right, okay, we have this, and the fact that has all this function seems to be great for me actually. In some of the other programming language, especially JavaScript, you have to write it logically yourself. You have to break it down logically yourself. All this you have to do for loop and the likes. There's no so much function for you to work with there, but here you have a lot of functions that work as if you are writing a backend script or so, whereby you'll be able to format it. And the reason being is this that can also be used for backend, yes, but it's not merely designed for backend. That is the, there's, for every programming language there's where they shine. That is it. This that actually shine in mobile, but with all these functions and property that it has, it make it more suitable to work with the mobile application that we are building. All right, we have any, and definitely we are going to use our arrow function. We can just say score, and definitely it's going to be score. And what do we want to check? We want to check if the score is less than 50. That's just what we want to check here. Any score that is less than 50, it should be stored here, but it's saying something. Let's see. It said it's going to be okay. Yeah, that is a check actually. Is a check, is a boolean response. We can say bool actually. You can see now it's back, and we can say is lower. We're actually checking if inside this array, is there any score lower than 50, yes or no. That is what we want to know. And you can print the lower, variable, and let's run this. Okay, we said that run what we have been slash list data type dot, okay, sorry, and slicing slicing.dat actually, and you can see we have true because there are data that are actually lesser than 50 here. All right, that is why we have the any function. It's not to return it, it's to check. It's not to return any data, it's to check if we actually have any of the function, any of the condition in place. That is it. We've learned the comparison operator, we've learned the logical operator. You see that all this greater than, less than, everything are actually there. We've learned it in the previous video. All right, let's do one more. Let's say greater also. Let's test for greater. We have bool, we have greater, and we say scores dot any, and we have score again. So you can name it anything actually, but we have score, and we have score greater than 50 or equals to 50. Definitely any one score above or equals to 50 is still pass, and we want to check if every, sorry, I want to use every, if every of the score here is greater than or equals, which is not because we have 42, we have 30, we have 2. You get RDB, it is any. We can test any, and we can test any. Let me just copy paste so that it will be faster. Greater, every, we can say E greater, you can say A greater and E greater actually, and we can say every. All right, and we can print the both. Print A greater. A greater means any greater actually, and we can print E greater. Okay, it's not a correct English actually, it's just a variable just to hold my data and or my response, my result. All right, you can see we are checking if any of the score is greater than 50. Definitely there's one or more of these scores that is greater than 50. And here now we are now checking every of the data is greater than 50, which means every of the data is not greater than 50. We have the ones that are below 50, which means the first one should be true, the second one should be false. Apart from this, that is true. All right, let's run and see. All right, you can see we have true. This one is true definitely, and this one is also true, which is the A greater. I can just move the print under it so that you can see it clearly. And the last one is now false because actually it is false. You get it? All right. Okay, we have sublist. As we have substring, we have sublist also. Sublist is to slice. Yeah, we are now in slicing. As we have this data now, we can slice it and say print. And what do we want to print? You can say scores dot sublist. Where are we starting from in the sublist? You can notice when we are dealing with this what do we call it, this list, we are using more of index, everything index. All right, I just want you to notice that. All right, we can start from index 0 down to, we want to print index 0 and index 1. We put comma instead of putting index 1, because when you put index 1, it's only going to print index 0 for us. But if you want to print index 0, you have to stop the counter on index 2. Sure you get? That is it. All right, let's just run this and see. Okay, sorry, and see the outputs. You can see now we now have 55 and 80 because the index 2 is 42. Now it clear up the rest. We just want to remove index 1 and 2. All right, you can do sublist without what do we call it, without the ending actually, just like substring. Also we can do scores dot sublist, and we can start from 2 to the end. That's all, and it's going to print everything for us, and we can, like, it's going to omit just 2, index 0 and 1. Definitely you can see that it starts from index 2 down to the end of the list. We can get range actually. We can get range, that's another function. We can print scores dot get range, start and end. I think this is very, very important. You have to put the start and end in this. We can get range, and get range is actually amazing in it's actually amazing. It's actually similar, sorry, it's actually similar to sublist. Yes, it's actually similar to sublist, but what it does there is it's going to return an iteratable instead of returning I want to say tuple. Instead of returning list, it's going to return iteratable, and we can convert. We already know how to convert. We want to start from index 1 down to index what? Index 4. All right, and we can terminate. We can do dot to list. All right, let's clear our terminal and let's run one more time. You can see definitely it's able to print that out for us. Then we have what we call take and skip. Take means just take this item, take these two items, and skip means skip these two items. But the take and skip actually work from index 0. When you say take 2, it takes the first two items. If you say skip 2, it will skip the first two items. Are you getting it? All right, let's print it and see. We have scores dot take. We want to take 2, or we want to take 3. It will take the first 3 items, and we want to print skip, and skip is it's going to skip 2. Yeah, let's skip 3 also. And don't forget, we can turn everything to list, and to list. All right, and you can clear and you can run. All right, you can see it takes the first 3 items. If you check 55, 80, 42, and it skip the second one, skip the first 3 items and take the last 3 items. That is what those are actually all about. Okay, we have more. Actually, you can take while, you can skip while. Sorry, I don't know if I'm rushing, but let's just, because I actually want to cover everything remaining in this video. All right, we can take while and skip while. Taking while and skip while is just going to give us advantage of computing inside it. Take while means take while this condition is still happening. Take everyone that this condition is happening on it, and skip the one, just like maybe we want to print all the evens and we want to print all the odd. Are you getting it? But a computation is going to happen on it. That is it. To be able to know that it is an even or it is odd, we can print and says scores dot take while, and inside take while definitely you can have we can see you can have take while as a function. You can put a function inside it, or you can just put just one data inside either of the two. It's going to actually process it. Then we want to take while, we can put another bracket, and we can say score. Then the score is pointing to score divided by, that's percentage modulo, divided by 2, just to be able to know if it is even or if it is odd. Now we want to select take while, means take all the even. We already know take is going to it's going to print out whatever you put inside the take. Now skip is going to skip out whatever you put inside the skip. Like it's going to forget them, omit them, anything you feel like calling it. Then we can say equals 0. That is really equals 0. Then definitely we can do our to list. You can see I'm putting to list in everything actually, because there's no, I don't know, probably you just want to print directly. You can leave it in an iteratable, but if you still want to modify data on it, you can put dot to list on it. And the last one, let me see, is there any of them that is odd? Okay, I think there's none, but let's just see. Let's print, and let's say scores dot skip while, skip while, and you can say score is pointing to score modulo 2, whereby, and we can do to list. And all right, here we go. We can print again and see. You can see we have take skip. It skip all the evens. Sorry, take takes all the evens, and anyone divided by 2 and remainder 0. Divided by 2, remainder 0. Empty, skip while. This is 90. Okay, sorry, I think I'm missing something. We have iterable. Sorry, let me quickly check. Sorry guys, declare crazy lazy iteration filter every new iterator, because I'm seeing empty and I'm supposed not to see empty. That's what I'm wondering about. Every new iterator of returns the iterable start iteration divided by, okay, iterating over the item. This element can be computed by stepping through the iterator. Okay, let me understand what's going on better. We have 55 divided by 2. There's going to be remainder. Then it skip. It doesn't take that. It skip it. Then 80 divided by. It's supposed to take 80. Supposed to take 80. Then supposed to take 42. Take 90, take 30. It's only 55 that they're supposed not to take. But let me see something. All right, this is what we call debugging mode. When you are doing something that is not working the way you expect, you have to debug actually. And let me see something. Okay, can we comment some things? Let's confirm one more time. Our time is going. Okay, it's still empty. I expect it to actually take, not skipping, but it's actually skip. Okay, I think I can do I can make a research, not in this video, make a research and do more videos, to fix this up actually. All right, let's take these two functions also. Let's comment this out and leave what is working. And we have we already have our numbers. Then we have something called reduce, and we have something called fold. Yes, reduce, you can use it for computation. Actually, you want to sum everything together, everything that is on this particular array. You want to, particular list. It's still array though, don't mind me. It's because of multiple programming language. One is actually writing that causes all that. Okay, sorry, we don't need to declare. You can just say sum. Yeah, you want to total sum. We can say int total equals the scores. We want to know the total score. We can also say reduce. We can use reduce for that. And we want to pick the total, and let me see how this is working. It is iteratable. It is iterating. Okay, it wants two elements, actually value and elements. Okay, we have the total and we have the current. we have the current. Like what it means that it's actually summing it together. It picks index 0, add index 1. That's when it adds the two together, that becomes index 0 again. Then pick index 0, add the next one again. Do you get? They are changing their index one after the other. That's what this guy means. The first is the total, which is the first is the total here. Let me see the value, which is 55. Then 55, which is in index 0, then index 1 will come and plus 55. Then both of them turns index 0, and now this one is index 1, this one is there 2 3 4. Then if this guy plus, if 42 get plus together, all these three become index 0 again, and this guy be 1 2 3, just like that till the end. That is what is actually happening in reduce. You can actually read more about it in the documentation, but that's what I'm actually explaining here. All right, video is just to learn faster. Definitely you still need to, most of the time we still go back to the documentation, go back to the online article to be able to get something done. It is normal, it is norms. Yes. All right, and we are plussing it together, and it's going to give us our result. It's a print total. Actually, let's see. We can clear the terminal. We are running late again. My goodness. All right, we're able to plus everything together, and the fold just allow us to be able to add something before computing. You can add, just like add 100 or add 20. Okay, this is 19. You can say add 1. You can say int total add 1, total plus 1. Yes, we can have something like that, and we can say scores dot, we call it fold. Then we can add 1 first. Then we can now have our normal. We can just have our total, just we have it in reduced, comma current. Then those are actually pointing, that is arrow function pointing to total plus what, plus current. All right, then we can print what, to add total, add 1, and we can clear the terminal and run, and I'll be able to see that we add 1. You can see that we have 319 here, then we have 320 here, because we are able to add 1 to it. Okay. All right, I think we've come to the end of this video, but we can just talk about some things like 2-dimensional array, 3-dimensional array. We have those things like that also, just for you to be aware. We have we have shuffle. You can do shuffle. Shuffle is just random when you want to do anything random. You can do remove where. There's remove where. There's so many functions just for you to check and get those things known. We have remove where. We have as map. We have so many. Let's just add, before 25 minutes reach, let's add shuffle. Okay, shuffle cannot work here. We need a string, but we can quickly declare a string of array. We can say list. We can say list, and it's a string, definitely string. We can say fruit. We've done something like this before. We can say apple, right? We can say apple, banana, and we can say carrots. All right, we have this. Sorry, there's equals to needed here, and we can print. We can just print fruits. Fruit.shuffle. We have this is it. All right, it's a property actually. Then we can print, and we are done for this series. All right, you can see is able to shuffle, but something is actually wrong. Okay, sorry, it's a function on this, but you need to shuffle before you print actually. That is the reason why we are actually seeing that error. We need to shuffle, just like sort. Yeah, just like sort. You can print now. All right, we are free. Sorry about that. You can see now it's able to shuffle. You can see we have carrot, banana, apple. If we still run, it should be able to still give us another random. Just shuffle them. Carrot, apple, banana. It's just going to be randomly, just generating all those things, like mixing it randomly for you. All right, this comes to the end of this list list data type. We are not touching anything more, not any longer. Every other thing, if you have any question, if there's more function you want me to talk about, you can ask. That will be a separate video, not on this particular series. All right, thank you for watching. Do well to subscribe, like, comment, and definitely we move on. We're going to learn things, do things together more than this. Thank you.